Hi, everybody. Welcome. It's the announcements. As I just finished telling our player for the evening, nobody can hear them scream right now. That said, here are the announcements. As usual, it's going to be the schedule. So this week, tomorrow, we're playing Kingdom of Darkness. That'll be at 8 p.m. US East as usual. So that's Wednesday. Okay. Session 21. Thursday, we have Hylia's introduction session for Song of the Crown. That's at 8 p.m. US East. So if you're here now for this one, an hour later on Thursday, okay? Once we've got those three done, the only thing left in April is Patchwork's introduction session, and that's on the 30th. That got moved up by player request, okay? So please come out and support Tylia and Patchwork on their introduction sessions. Hopefully they won't die in their session ones. And please come to Kingdom of Darkness on Wednesday. As far as other announcements go, I know this is an introduction session for a new campaign, right? That new campaign will not start in full until Baptized in Blood and Kingdom of Darkness are both complete. Baptized in Blood is currently catching up. Kingdom of Darkness is getting close to the end. So if you've been with us for the whole time, thank you very much for hanging out with us, watching us play D&D and have some fun times with us. If you're joining in, this is your first stream, you've come at a good time because we're getting ready to start a new campaign soon. So, you know, attach yourself to one of these two campaigns that's ongoing. You know, get to know some of these players a little bit, and then when these new campaigns start up, you'll be at least familiar with the voices, and if you've seen their introduction sessions, you'll be familiar with the characters a little bit. And then you'll be able to start a campaign fresh from the beginning. Last note, from Depths and Kinds, Session 0 has been completed. However, we are not scheduling introduction sessions right now because two characters may transfer up from a older campaign or from a currently active campaign, okay? So that means that we have to figure out what those characters' fates are before we do introduction sessions, okay? So that doesn't mean that FDU is not happening. From Death Unkind is still happening, just going to be a little bit on a later timeline than Song of the Crown when it comes to intro sessions. That's it. That's everything. Those are all the announcements. And with that, we're going to go ahead and scooch on over to our gameplay, and we're going to do some introductions. We only have one introduction today, and that'll be our player for the evening, Lontao. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi. Hello,
Hi.
Internet.
Yeah.
My name is Lontao. My pronouns are she and her, and I have been summoned forth from the deepest recesses of this benighted land to caper for your amusement. So I hope you enjoy.
Thank you for introducing yourself, Lontao. Let's see here. I am, of course, the DM, Azaloth. You can call me Az. Some of the people you will hear them call me CJ. Internet, you're not allowed to call me CJ. Looks like we got two bonuses for you, Lontao. We got a +2 and a +2. So
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. So since we don't have any particular other people to introduce or a recap, we're just going to go ahead and dive into it. So let's get that going. Did I accidentally close that? No, I didn't. Great. Wonderful. Okay. Bonuses are closed. So yes, fresh campaign smell. No, you don't get inspiration for coming to see us.
Sorry.
Sorry. Okay. Let's go ahead and minimize that for now and flush the chat. And we'll go ahead and get started.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes. So, your character, Montel, is who?
I will be playing Aurelia Duskwoode,
Okay.
a Cruinthian blood hunter.
Please go ahead and describe your character for us.
Standing at about, let me just get my biography here.
There you go.
Standing at about 5'8", is a middle-aged human Corinthian woman. Middle-aged. She looks like she's been living kind of hard. Her hair is gray. The bangs are styled so that they fall down over one of her eyes. The rest is tied back into a very tight, high, and severe bun. She has green eyes, and gotta tell my left from my right, on the left side of her face, there are 3 sort of parallel scars on her cheek. She wears pretty fine clothes, of a good make, sort of a long cloak slash coat, over top of like a vest and a shirt. She's got a cravat, sort of black breeches, and very tall leather boots.
Now, I'm only going to ask you one more time to give that description. That'll be in our first session when everybody for this campaign is together. But
Hopefully it's the same then.
so, if you want to change it up between now and then, that could be a fun Easter egg. But yeah. So Aurelia is doing what in let's call it Middle Cruth. Central Cruth.
Central Cruinth. I believe that we established that she was sort of heading back over the Navarre Wall from down in eastern Scaraptica. She'd been out there, very likely on assignment with her from her order, her blood hunter order, and she is making her way towards Sorath.
Right. Well, I would say when you got to Morith. Morith is a large trade town, as you may be aware. It sort of sits on a hub wheel axis, if you have to imagine the roads and Corinth. In fact, you don't have to imagine the roads. We can go ahead and show you the roads. So,
a map. Delightful.
Here's Morith.
I see it.
Yeah. And Morith, well, it wasn't helpful. For such a big town with so many connections, it would have been the perfect place to shelter oneself after fleeing all the way from Hillcorth through Victory Gap. And this is Victory Gap right here.
Okay.
But that town is jammed up tight. Getting in is a nightmare. Getting out is a nightmare. It's all passes and explanations and checkpoints and searches. Trade there has come to a screeching halt. It's been a year since the fall of Hellcorth. The town has everything but what you're looking for. So you spent a year there, turning over every stone, looking in every building and nook and cranny you could get your eyeballs on. You must have gone north then. Your family wasn't rich, not like the others. They didn't have other property to flee to in advance, so the next city north is Sorath. It's further away from the front, so it should be safer. So you leave Morith.
One can only hope.
There you are. By yourself, heading northerly on the road. Now, you are aware of the things on your person, limited as they are. You have your trusty rapier, not in the greatest of shapes.
No, unfortunately, damage on it, wear and tear, sort of just built up over time, and demon hides are tough, one could say.
No armor to be seen on you.
Unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Would there be any chance to stop and attempt to purchase these things?
Well, as Morith is basically turning into the front line, pretty much all of the weaponry and armor is spoken for in town.
Hells, of course it is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, such as it is. North we go, I guess.
Yes. You have some money on you.
Mm-hmm.
It's, to a farmer, a fortune. To someone like yourself, not great.
But a pittance.
Mm-hmm. So you set out on foot, unfortunately, along the highway, heading north. Sorath is about a week away. It is late winter. Early diluvia. So the seasons are... the seasons that we're going to be discussing are Galidia, which is akin to winter, and Diluvia, which is a rainy season that lasts for about 90-ish days before spring. Months in Corinth are roughly 48 days long, and a season is 2 months, usually. So, this is the 42nd of Frisius, of the year 1051. Late Galidia. So,
Late Galidia.
let's go ahead and see what the weather's like, shall we? Well, it fucking sucks out here.
Of course. The gods conspire to shit in my dinner once more, it would seem.
Oh, you've rotated. I gotta fix that. Okay, this is why we do these.
Why am I upside down?
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah. Where is that? Lock artwork rotation. Update. Okay. Delete. Aha! There we go. Okay. So Blizzard does delay you, in fact, for the entirety of a day. Oops.
Unfortunate.
Yes.
Would there be any chance to purchase supplies along the way?
Well, you can certainly make the attempt.
Of course.
Go ahead and give me a check you feel is worthy of such a thing as to barter in Morith before you leave.
Well, I am, my upbringing as a noble did give me some skill in persuasion, so I'm hoping to, use my quote-unquote gift of gab,
All right.
with lots of quotations around that, to, persuade them.
Sure.
Let's do it up. Just a normal roll. Alright.
Okay. So a shopkeeper is willing to spare some pre-prepared rations for you, but for a little bit of a premium. Again, this is basically the front line. So,
Such as it is.
Such as it is. Normally, a ration of food will cost about 5 silver, but times are hard, and this is a war. So these rations, which usually would be 5 silver MSRP, going to go for gold.
All right, I guess we're going to get a week's worth of rations then.
A week's worth of rations would be 12 gold.
12 gold. Ooh.
Because it's 1 day.
All right. Then I will update my pouch as such.
Let's update pouch. Okay. Here are your 12 rations. You'll immediately consume one because hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Taking you down to 11. So each day you will have to consume a ration, of course. Otherwise you will begin to starve. So.
We can't have that.
Yes. On the second day, you come across a crossroads. You could perhaps head west towards the Farloda Duchy or Ackelberg. That is quite far.
That is not really my objective. I feel I'd run into the same sort of problems I ran into with Morith. We continue to Sorath.
Okay. The next day, you head north along the road to Sorath. Let's just see if the weather has improved. It has.
Oh, good.
So it is a normal day for Validia. Temperatures below freezing and an overcast sky. You're not particularly warmly dressed, but it could be worse. You could be staying still and be poorly dressed.
Ugh.
Staying active has kept you warm enough. A few more days of this, though, and you're going to be in bad shape.
Suppose that stopping for the night, would a survival check assist in perhaps building a fire, keeping myself warm at least for that long?
Yes, so if you would like to make a survival check, you may.
I would. Let's do that.
Now, you're aware, as a well-traveled Corinthian, that there are spots on the highways that are pre-made to camp at. With that 13, you remember where that one is, just another mile up the road. You go that extra mile, you stop there, there's already a fire going. There's a couple of guys, traveling sorts, bundled up, sitting around it. They've got their tents pitched on the opposite side of the road, off the platform. So it's sort of a raised stone platform that was built here some ages ago. And that's what you come across.
All right. Suppose I'll approach the fire. Sort of nod a perfunctory greeting to the two men that are there.
They nod.
Start warming my hands on the fire. Which way are you heading?
Heading south.
South?
Hmm.
You planning on joining up?
That's the idea.
Well, I'll warn you right now, it's shit there.
Oh. I mean, shit everywhere. But,
Well, isn't it just?
you know, we're, me and my buddy here, we're heading south, join up. Yeah. Ain't no fun robbing people on the road anymore.
Well, I'm glad you've rethought your ways. Your wicked ways, as they would be called.
They look at each other, look at you, look back at each other. One of them, the other one goes, I want to kill a demon before I die. True test of metal, that is.
You know, they're not as easy to kill as you would think. Silver, that usually helps. Well, it's in short supply, I can imagine. And really the main thing you need to get over, it's the fear standing in front of one, having its empty gaze, look into your eyes, look into your very soul, and to know that it is so different, so wrong, that this being standing before you should not exist. It changes you.
I had to change you. You talk like you know something about it.
No, I was changed before. She sort of smirks.
Mm. They look at each other, look back at you, and kind of give sort of accepting shrugs and say, well, if you've got, something to contribute to the fire or something like that, we wouldn't mind sharing. The other one goes, no need for us to go completely charitable overnight.
Of course. It's hard out there. I've got some rations, but not very much to share. Out of curiosity, neither of you would have run across an alchemy set in your travels, would you?
I wouldn't know what one looks like.
Fair enough. Worth asking.
The other one says, I don't even know what that word means.
You know, I could try explaining it.
But you barely know what it means?
I know what it means, perhaps a little too well. It is something of a passion of mine.
Oh, so it's got to be. And he's talking to his buddy. So it's got to be one of those things where like you're an expert in it, and because you understand it so well, you can't explain it to someone because you understand it, and you're used to like talking to somebody on their own terms, on your own terms.
Exactly. I'm not much of a teacher as it stands.
Hmm.
Where are my manners, by the way? My name is Aurelia Duskwoode.
Okay. Oh, are we supposed to introduce ourselves? Was that how this works? Oh, well,
You may if you wish. I was simply being polite.
Okay. I'm Marcus. He's Perseus.
Perseus.
Yeah.
'Tis good to meet you.
Sure.
But yes, in terms of trade, I suppose I have rations. I don't know.
Oh, well, sharing a little bit of that goes a long way.
Of course.
Fires on us, meals on you. Fair.
Aren't the fires public, though?
No, we put it together and started it. The pad is public.
Good point. Very well.
Okay. You shall deduct 3 rations from your current count.
I shall.
1 for you and 1 for each of the gentlemen.
Either of you wouldn't be a dab hand at cards, would you?
The larger guy shrugs and says, I've played my fair share of cards. We didn't bring any.
Neither did I.
Well, ain't that the fucking luck of it? Game of cards would not be missed right now. We didn't have it. We didn't have any when we started heading south, and our little
unfortunate.
Our little team kind of broke up in a bad way. So
your team.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, lady. If bandits like us are turning to join the military, shit's bad.
Yes, from what I've seen, it's bad, yes.
Yeah.
They're going to need all the bodies that they can get if they want to hold the passes.
Well, we heard in Sorath that they're doing blanket, what are they called? Pardons. Blanket pardons for criminals and such for joining up. So we make ourselves right with, our country. Get, free food, warm place to stay dry. And we do work that we're used to doing, killing things. So,
right.
Not a bad deal for the likes of us.
I've heard the criminal battalions are placed on the front lines. You may get your chance to kill that demon.
Well, sooner rather than later, right? We're not long for this world.
None of us are.
The other one looks
She
at you.
smiles.
At your smile, the other one looks at you and goes, "Yeah, I've got cancer, probably. Yeah, not long for this world."
Mm,
So,
sorry to hear that.
something will get all of us, right? I'm hoping to go quick. I'm thinking maybe like get my head bit off very quickly and suddenly so that I don't have to feel it.
Yes, yes. Try not to get too close to anyone when you do. They have to watch.
Well, that's their problem.
Mm. Decent mentality. What about you? How would you choose to die? She asked the other one.
Well, I'm not one for suffering, so maybe the same, though I think that's a bit too gruesome. Sorry, buddy. But, I think, like, maybe, like, getting hit so hard with something that that's it, gone. Like a rock falls and hits me, or they drop a building on me or something. I know they're big fans of fire, and I don't want any part of that.
No, death
That's
by fire is the
extremely
most
painful.
painful.
Yeah,
Yes.
extremely painful. No thanks. Like arrow through my. Well, I guess they don't shoot arrows, but like a spike or something through my head, or
Some do shoot spines, so,
there we go.
definite possibility.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to try to catch one. I don't have cancer, but if it happens, I think I'd be okay with that.
Mm. Well, hopefully the demons are as accommodating to your wishes as you're hoping.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be accommodating to putting a sword or a spear or whatever through them. Yeah.
Mm.
So.
I wish you luck in that endeavor.
Thanks. What are you heading north for? Just running from the front, or? No shame in that. There's plenty of people that do.
No. I have someone to meet.
Okay. Well, it's not my business. I don't care.
Mm.
And unless you have anything more to say to them, they're going to continue chatting about whatever their business is.
Yeah, by all means, I'll let them fill the space
Okay.
of the conversation.
With that night over, we will move to the next day, 45th. Do you say goodbye to the gentleman?
I do.
Okay.
See them off.
They wish you luck, and they head south towards north. Their journey almost over. Yeah, you begin to head north some more. We're going to do a little bit of a hop, skip, and a jump, just a couple more days through. So please deduct 2 more rations from your pack.
Okay, so quantity, so there was -3, and then you said another 2?
Yep.
So I'm down to 5 rations.
Right. You come across on the way on this road here, middle of the day,
Mm-hmm.
a couple heading south, man and a woman, look like peasants as they're approaching you.
What's their general demeanor?
Sort of putting a little bit of a brave face on, but not too depressed or too sad. They could be described as forward looking towards a future of some kind.
Okay. Aurelia will give them both sort of a perfunctory nod.
Okay.
As she walks past them.
The gentleman does the same. The young woman that's with him does not.
I think Aurelia's she's gonna slow her eyes narrowing, and she is going to sort of like attempt an insight check to get sort of a vibe check of like, okay, the general demeanor seemed to be hopeful, but like something's up with that girl.
Sure, go ahead.
All right, let's insight a Rooney.
A little over average read. Probably just having a moment. There wasn't any sort of like flash of panic in her eyes or anything like that. No facial expression of "help me," none of that going on. So you don't think it's anything like a kidnapping or anything of that sort. Probably just having a rough day, or is less looking forward to what's going on than he is. They're both not looking forward to it.
No, yeah, that's fair. That's entirely fair. Well, and if such is the case, Aurelia will let them go on their way.
Okay. 2 days later, a little bit of a delay on the road, and you can see in the distance the Tessiac River, the lower Tessiac Forest, Bushfire Mountains, all towards your right as you're heading north to the east. Each of these hexes is roughly 15 miles.
Oh, so they're way off then.
Yeah, they're like edge of your vision out in that. You can kind of make out the river. You know the forest is behind that, so you can kind of make out the forest as it rises against the mountains. Barely can see the mountains. That's quite far. That's like 100 miles out there. So
that is out there.
Yeah, and you can kind of see it because it's, clear air for starters, no air pollution. Right? You're a little bit higher up because the area that you're in is hilly. So, and the river itself is, lower. So you kind of have a little bit of a advantage, but you can kind of see all that out there. I'd like you to make a perception check for me.
Alrighty. Percepzione. Oh, I'm not good at these. Come on, big money, no whammy.
Oof.
Yeah!
Trash. Hot trash. Okay. Yeah, it's a pretty landscape.
She'll sort of pause in her walking for a little bit, just sort of stare off it past the river, just sort of trying to look for the forest. Nod to herself and then just keep on walking.
Okay, nothing out of the ordinary out there.
Yeah, everything's fine, perfectly.
Yeah.
Why would anything be wrong, ever?
You come upon, that same day, a priest and a couple of acolytes heading south. You can tell this guy's a priest because he is wearing robes in this weather. He's got sort of like symbols on his robes. He's carrying a censer. The acolytes are carrying large backpacks, basically carrying everything for him and themselves. As the priest approaches and the acolytes approach, he raises a hand and says, "Hello!"
Greetings.
Coming from Morith, I suppose? The only place south of this, yep?
Indeed, I am, yes. And you, heading to Morith, then?
Yes, we are going there to treat the wounded. My brothers are here.
I see. You are members of a priesthood, correct?
Yes.
Might I ask to whom?
Don't be alarmed. We're not warriors, and we're not trying to convince you to join our religion. We are following the law as it is written and is in its spirit. We are adherents of Epiteo, Lord of Mercy.
I see.
If you don't know who that is off the top of your head, and you don't think Aurelia would know who that is, please make a religion check.
I don't think she would. She is not super... Oh, well, I guess she does know what it is.
Yes. Epitale is one of the light gods, and he is known as a healer.
I see.
It's probably one of the
You,
most accepted light gods.
Okay. Aurelia will sort of incline her head and nod. I see. Well, your skills at healing will be quite useful at the front, I'm certain.
If you're heading into Sorath, might I inquire if you're planning on staying there for a while?
I may. It will depend on how things go there, but why do you ask?
Well, we just came from there, not too many days past, and it is there's a little bit of a concern I have as a healer, as a man of medicine. So I don't know what the cause is. We didn't stay very long to find out. We have our mission to complete. But many people that live there are having a hard time sleeping. So be on the lookout for, if you're already a poor sleeper, not sleeping at all. But if you're a good sleeper, be on the lookout for not sleeping well.
Duly noted. I admit I'm something of a light sleeper, so if it goes away altogether, I'll know what the problem is.
I think it's
Are there any... Sorry, go ahead.
I think it's some kind of environmental thing. We didn't have that trouble up north in Vesperly or in Kipperly.
I see.
And we're from out by Everly, not very far, a little south of there, by the Severkeep Mountains, but that's where our monastery is. But when we came through, we went to Everly first, and then Fordeth to get permissions for long-term travel and let the powers that be know what we were going to be doing, of course. Then we traveled south through Kipper and Vesperly.
I see, and the problem you only encountered, did you encounter it personally in Sorath?
Well, none of us became afflicted with that, but we did speak to many of the townsfolk when we were there for those few days, and found that they were having trouble sleeping. Some of them have been having trouble sleeping for years, and the symptoms they described are the same for everyone that we talked to. We would have stayed to try to figure this out more, but we have our mission to complete, and wounded people on the front line seem to be more pressing than people who can't, get a good night's rest.
I understand. Did any of these people describe strange dreams or
Here and there.
something to that effect?
Yeah, here and there. But nothing endemic or, it doesn't seem like it's spreading or anything like that.
Fascinating. Was it a particular part of the city?
No, people from all over the city. We spent some time at the Serpent's Head Inn. It's rebuilt, sort of reconstructed tavern inside the city walls, and also the boarding house on the north side of the city. Boarding house is generally free for people who are travelers, and the Serpent's Head is a good place where you can get a good, pint of, whatever you fancy. We've maybe stayed 3 days total. So,
I see.
Long enough to, conduct a cursory inquiry and proceed further. So, I only warn because you seem to be a lady of means, and it would be, I would be remiss if I did not try to help anybody I came across on the road.
Well, your generosity, your concern, your altruism is very much appreciated. I'm curious. Might I inquire about your healing practices? Are they magic in origin, or are you more practical physician types?
I have no magical gift whatsoever, so. And I have not been blessed with spells by my deity of choice. Though that would be nice, and I do work towards such a boon in the long term. Not everybody gets chosen, though. So, and our calling is, one of the more accepted and sought out callings. And so we can afford to be more discerning about our membership because we don't like the idea of being accused of things that we don't do, unlike other religions.
Of course.
Yes. So that said, I'm more of a physician. I'm not a miracle worker. So
I understand. As a physician, you would be familiar with some of the tools of alchemy, would you not?
yes.
Would you happen to know where I could find a set? I seem to have lost mine.
Well, if I had spares, I would give them to you, but I don't. Unfortunately, there's a alchemist in Sorath, though. He lives outside the city. His name is Kevin.
Alchemist. Kevin.
Yes, a wonderful man. I met him once at a conference in Porta some years ago. He is perhaps one of the top 10 in the country. Chooses to live on his own little parcel of land outside the city. I don't blame him. He's got a good pedigree. His father and his grandfather were both alchemists as well.
I see. Is he to the south of the city, perhaps?
Northeast side.
Northeast side.
Mhm.
I'll have to be sure to pay him a visit.
Yes, very nice man, but gruff.
I can deal with gruff.
Yes.
Right then. I suppose I shouldn't keep you.
So we will not keep you either. Good travels. Be safe.
Yes, indeed.
And he nods and continues on with his acolytes.
And away we go.
And away we go. The next day, so please go ahead and deduct another ration.
Okay. Starting to look a little dangerous there.
Yeah. How many are you down to? 2.
I'm down to 2.
Okay. Well, you did earn some goodwill with those soldiers heading south.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something.
Yeah, that's something. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I'll let you.
Nope.
I was gonna say, could I attempt a survival check to sort of forage along the way?
You sure can. Are you?
All right.
You're practicing survival, yeah?
I am proficient in it. Yes.
Yes. Okay, then go ahead.
All right. Let's do it up.
You can manage to secure a rabbit and some nuts, but it's winter. Like, we're in late winter. Nothing's cropping up yet. No wild greens or anything like that are coming up yet. The rains haven't even started, so temperature hasn't been warm enough for any of the regular forageables. But you were lucky to get that rabbit. But if you were to subsist on rabbit long enough, you would still starve and die.
Indeed.
Yeah, but the nuts were a boon. Nice fats in nuts, so you should be okay if you run out of rations. So
that's good.
Yep. That next day, you first come across a creature on the road heading south, loping along. Seems to be generally of pleasant disposition. You find a dog.
Aww.
Let's
I
go ahead
think
and zoom in.
I think Aurelia is just disposition of the dog you mentioned is pleasant.
Pleasant, yes. It doesn't seem to be shocked by your presence, presence. It doesn't seem to be avoidant.
Okay.
You may make a perception check or an insight check to determine more.
I will make an insight check.
Okay. The way this dog is acting is it has to have an owner. This thing's trained.
Aurelia will get down on one knee and sort of hold out a hand and go, "Hello there.
Approaches
Are
you.
you with someone?"
As it approaches you, it you hear a little bit of a jingle.
Mm-hmm.
There's a collar around it.
Hold out for my hand for it to smell.
Sniffs your hand. Sits in front of you.
I'll reach out and pet it, and while I do, I'm gonna take a look at the collar, see if there's a name on there.
There's a tag that says Borgo. Borgo.
Borgo.
Borgo.
Yo. Borgo. Are you with anyone, my friend? You are a long way from the city.
Kind of just.
She's gonna. Sorry, go ahead.
He kind of just, looks around.
She's gonna reach into her pack, pull out a piece of jerky, and sort of hold it up to the dog.
He waits. Got his eyes locked on it, but he waits.
Go on, take the treat.
Okay, he takes it from you.
Mm-hmm. Pet him again. You want to come with me?
Make an animal handling check.
Oh boy. Yeah.
When you make the gesture of come with me, he gets up and turns so that he is looking the same direction you are.
Well, I don't have much food, but perhaps we'll find you something to snack on in the meantime.
He does not respond.
He is a dog, it's true.
Yeah. Borgo joins your party.
Yeah, I got Borgo.
Yeah, you got Borgo. Okay. As you and Borgo head down the road the next day, please deduct one more ration from yourself.
Okay. Down to 1.
A grim scene appears ahead of you on the road. There is a cart on its axle and no people milling about that you can spot from a distance. Always a bad sign.
Bandits, maybe. Aurelia with one hand on her. She is gonna rest a hand on her rapier.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she is gonna use a bonus action to channel her Crimson Right into her rapier.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take. I'm going to take a Hemocraft die of necrotic damage. In my case, it's a D6.
Sure. A full 6.
Ow. Yeah. And that will add the Crimson Right of Storm to my weapon. So Aurelia, what she does is she rests her hand on the rapier, draws it part way, takes her other hand and runs it along the edge of the blade.
Okay.
And as she cuts her hand and the blood sort of flows onto the blade of the weapon, she sort of murmurs something, intoning a spell, and the blood sort of springs off the blade in these little red sparks.
Yeah, neat.
As the Crimson Right of the Storm takes hold.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you draw closer?
I will draw closer cautiously. I think looking down to the dog and going, keep your nose to the ground. I smell trouble.
He looks at you as if to say, if you smell trouble, then why do I have to look at the ground?
You just be on your guard. You know what I mean.
Looks at you again
Why
like...
am I talking to a dog?
Yeah. Starts loping after you.
All right.
As you draw closer, you find that it is a grim scene indeed. Blood in the mud and snow. The only body that remains is pinned to the cart with well over a dozen bolts. The cart itself is pin-cushioned. The road is covered in bolts. Some piece of scrap armor lay here and there. Few weapons are clearly discarded in the mud and the snow. There's blood everywhere, but just the one body.
Sort of looking around. It's like open, clear terrain.
Yeah.
Not really anywhere for anyone to hide.
Nope.
I think Aurelia will approach the body.
Okay. You approach the body. It's a man, in armor, dressed, riddled with bolts.
Awful. The armor, light, medium?
Medium. It's chain. Well, it's chain shirt. But it's essentially been destroyed.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Corinthian soldier or just
By the looks of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not from the military though. Maybe private security.
Sort of looking around. There's only the one body.
Yep.
The discarded weapons. What are we talking?
You can't really tell anything because they're like in the snow and the mud. You'd have to go and search through them.
Mm-hmm. I think maybe we'll take a look in the cart first.
Okay. You go to open the door to the cart. He's kind of pinned to that. It's more of a carriage than a cart, really. He's kind of pinned a little bit to the hinge and the door itself, and the thing is on its side. You'd have to move him to get into it.
Hells. Sort of looking around in the immediate area. There is nothing like sort of a pry bar or like piece of wood I could use as like a fulcrum to sort of pry him off of it.
Yeah, there's a broken piece of wagon wheel.
Sure.
Yeah.
Pick that up and sort of use it to try and lever him off that.
Yeah, okay. As you begin to do so, you hear the body moan.
Shit. Takes a step back. Is it just... God, are you still alive? Awful. In no shape to help you. I think what she does is she approaches, draws her rapier, does a little salute, and goes, "Forgive me," and she finishes him off.
Okay, how?
She's gonna go put the point through his throat.
Okay. As you do so, no blood comes out on the blade, and the body begins moving a little bit more erratically. It kind of growls at you, and you hear its teeth chattering. Borgo starts growling and backing up.
Can I make an Arcana roll to see if this is some kind of creature at work?
Sure, yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana roll.
Yeah. This is some creaturey nonsense. I have no fucking clue.
This thing is unnatural and wrong, and you should probably destroy it.
Indeed I should. Well, I think she's gonna line up with it again and try and stab it through the head.
Okay. As you stab it through the head, no need to roll anything. This thing
Yeah.
is pinned and cannot move. It ceases to move again.
Oh, that's enough out of you. She sheathes her rapier. And she's going to pick up that chunk of wagon wheel and keep trying to pry this thing off.
Okay, eventually you pry the guy off. His body hits the ground with a wet slap and thud. Borgo keeps a good distance away from him. He seems to be generally upset by his presence. You go inside the wagon, inside the cart, carriage. You can make an investigation check if you'd like to loot this area for stuff and things.
I sure would. Let's do a number. Wow.
Well, whoever attacked this cart did not leave much behind. There wasn't really much of anything inside the carriage either. There's some like random junk, and you wouldn't even be able to pawn any of this stuff. It's like sentimentals. Whoever was in here got turned into paste. Because there's like viscera, but no body. And as far as like the weapons and armor in the mud, the discarded scrap and such, well, those are all real messed up too. So, what you have is better than anything here. And it wouldn't do to take several hours to piece together any of this scrap to make any kind of armor, unfortunately. There's not enough of it.
No, I suppose we'll press on then.
Okay.
I think I've still got the rabbit and the nuts. Yeah, now we can move on. This is going to be the last day of my rations.
Okay. You are out of food because you have 2 creatures to feed now. So this is, you're a good 15, 20 miles from Sorath still at the start of this day.
I think we're gonna attempt to forage and hunt in that case, just to get us the last little bit.
Okay. Over the last couple of days, it has gotten warmer. We are in Saturos now, which is no longer Galidia. It is Deluvia. So that gives you, rainy season.
Beats the hells out of the snow.
Of course, it is a monsoon. So
Well, still better than snow. You know what? Take our winds where we can find it.
thunder, lightning, heavy rain, powerful wind. Just the phrase "March comes in like a lion," right? Is a thing that is said because that's when the weather shifts. Well, Satros comes in like a dragon, and it is awful rain. Like it's coming in sideways. You can see the banks of the Tessiac rise. New streams and creeks are beginning to form in the diluvial sort of like banks and such that exist in the area that are always dry except for in Deluvia. And so, you normally spot these things when you're traveling. Like, oh, that like little culvert there is will be a stream come Deluvia, right? That, escarpment there is, going to change, come the rains, that sort of stuff.
It'll erode the highlands and stuff.
Yeah, you can tell where like an area becomes a marsh temporarily for 2 months, right? So it's awful out here. You do not. You do get to find something. So go ahead and roll a survival check.
Good. Well, tell you this much, Borgo, we're not going to run out of fucking water.
Borgo is upset.
So is Aurelia, so that makes two of them.
Yeah. You do find some more food though now that the snow has been washed away, and been replaced with awful, awful rain. The beginnings of spring, like forageables, like fruits and that sort of thing. Greens, you can dig for onions, right? Spring onions and that sort of stuff fairly easily now. Now that you know where to look, right? You won't be wasting your time. So, managed to get enough food for you and Borgo to carry you to Sorath.
Excellent.
So, and over the next 2 days, you will do so, arriving in Sorath on the 4th of Satyros.
Yay, we made it!
You made it to Sorath. Great. Okay. As you arrive from the southern edge of Sorath, you notice that the town is much... it's not bigger than Morith. It's a little different. It's more of a, a way station city. It's only got the 2 roads in and out, north and south. It does have... let's go ahead and take us to Sorath. You should be able to see it now.
There we are.
Yeah. Okay. So, as you can see, there is the road south down here,
Mm-hmm.
and there's the road north. Now, Sorath does sit at a crossroads, but those crosses happen on the outside of this map. As you approach, you do realize that there is a military base here, and that Sorath has changed over the years. So you enter the area. You start approaching from the south. You and Borgo are heading towards this town. What are you thinking of? Do you talk to Borgo as you approach? Do you have any thoughts that Aurelia would like to, any thoughts of Aurelia's you'd like to share before we close out?
I think going towards this city, she's pretty pleased that she's going to be getting out of the damn rain. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But also, someone's here.
Yeah, I am here for game. I'm part of game. Hello.
No, you're not, Livesey. We're doing an intro session right now. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Oops.
Oops. I forgot to mark.
Right.
I forgot to mark the chat. That's my bad.
That's all good. But I think the thing that's been sort of top of her mind is like needing to make contact with her order.
Okay.
She's low on supplies. She's basically her weapon's damaged. She is not currently on contract, so I think that's going to be first and foremost in her mind. Like, she wasn't able to make contact with anyone in Morith, but maybe Sorath will be in a better position for that sort of thing. I think also she does quietly say to Borgo as they're going towards Sorath, like, who knows, maybe we'll run into family here. What's left of it.
Oh.
Did you have a family once?
It kind of gives you a sidelong look.
Right. No, I get it. We've all lost people.
And with that, we will end our introduction session. Thank you all for coming out and joining us for this. We have now introduced Aurelia Duskwoode to the world, and she will be in Song of the Crown. And hopefully we will have a schedule for that soon. So, with no further ado, say goodbye, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.